What's happening, guys? It's time for our Week 3 video.
Yo,
Just a quick summary of what we're going to do in this video. We're going to go over the Week 2 results, basically break down what happened, what was the difference maker in each matchup. And then we're going to go over Week 3. We're going to give some projections, and we're basically going to try again to predict the winner of each matchup since we were 2 for 4 each last week.
I did
Yeah, so we're going to try to do better this time. So
shout out Nick Rudder, man. 2-0. 2-0, Nick Rudder.
Yep.
Right?
So is Mikey.
Mikey and Nick Rudder. Congrats, guys.
And guess what? They play each other Week 3.
It's a battle. That's good for me because I'm 1-1. There's
Yeah.
only one person who had up better than me.
All right. So the first matchup we'll discuss of Week 2, speaking of Nick, is Jad versus Nick. I was definitely wrong on this pick. This is the one, if you remember, we said this is the only guarantee. We think Jad is going to beat Nick.
Closest to a guarantee. There's no guarantee.
That's true, but that's the one that we were the most sure of, and we were wrong. So props to
Just
Nick.
like you
for
can't
win.
guarantee that Jordy Nelson will play any snaps. Can never guarantee.
So, I mean, obviously the difference maker for Nick, if you look at the matchup in Week 2, he had both Devonta Freeman and Kareem Hunt. His team totaled 143 points. Drew Brees had a great game. He had only a couple bad performances. His defense and one of his receivers, other than that, everyone was in double digits. So his team was just on it today. It also didn't help the Jazz' highest score was Martavis Bryant with 18. Oh, and he had Derek Carr with 21. But 143 to 97, very easy win for Nick. So yeah, Nick 2-0, league leader. So we'll just move on right on down to the next league leader, tied with him actually. It's Mikey, and he was playing Derek. And we both predicted this one right. We both said that Mikey was going to win this matchup. I thought it would be lower scoring. Mikey's team outscored what I thought they would. Todd Gurley, another great game. Travis Kelce bounced back. So 122 to 91. Derek's team, I feel like just the same thing as Week 1. His team just kind of pooped. His defense and Marcus Lee were his leading scorers with 14 and 15. So just not a very solid week for Derek's guys.
Yeah, he had to start Andre Ellington. Don't want to do that. Tevin Coleman actually, he hit double digits. He had a touchdown. Can't really ask for more than that. Antonio Brown, tough matchup. Marius Thomas. I guess Sanders stole all the touches from him. And T.Y. without luck against the Cardinals. Yeah, he was in for trouble from the get. Jimmy Graham 1 for 1 is not what he. Jimmy Graham for 2 weeks has he done anything? Seattle Seahawks, have they done anything? Jesus, Corey Coleman broke a hand. Sorry to hear that, you Browns fan. Marquise Lee, nice pickup, dude. He's a sleeper.
Hey, tell me why Derek hasn't dropped Allen Robinson yet.
He's like, dude, week 17. He's like, after the Super Bowl, he's going to be in. Why? Is Mikey going to start Brandon Marshall this week?
No, you can't. I feel like you can't.
No, he can start Danny Amendola over him. Well,
but before we move on to next week, let's finish talking about the first week.
You can't start Corey Davis either. That sucks.
Can't start Eddie Lacy.
You hear what Eddie Lacy said today?
No.
He's sick of people calling him fat. He said if he hops on Twitter right now, the first thing he'll see is a fat joke. All right.
Our next matchup was Mike Brobes versus Trevor Buscatchel. It was 87 to 94. And this is the low-scoring match of the week.
Is this the one you predicted? Or is it a different one? You predicted one of them to be the low-scoring.
I predicted Derek and Mikey would be the low-scoring.
What the hell do you know? Mike, you fucking suck, dude. Not much else to say. Terrence West is your best player, and he's going to lose all his touches to Buck Allen.
Except Le'Veon Bell. But, yeah, just a poor performance.
Le'Veon Bell, RB26.
There were only, really looking up and down at his team, there's only 2 guys you really wanted on your team. Dez Bryant and Julio Jones. Everyone else was just not very good in this matchup.
Oh, that whole matchup? Yeah.
So Mike with 87 was our lowest score of the week. Therefore, he's eliminated from the Survivor Challenge. So
0-2.
These 2 guys that just played each other are now the only 2 in the club eliminated from the challenge.
Mike's looking to change his upside going to the next week by starting Alex Smith. It's tough. You got Aaron Rodgers if you're interested.
All right, so the next matchup, we go from our lowest scoring one to the highest scoring one, which is Butts versus Damien. And obviously the difference maker for Butts was the Brady Gronk stack. A nice 52-point stack. Just your tight end and quarterback. And then, I mean, just look at his team. His team was just solid all around. He had 1-7. The rest were double digits.
What can you say? His 3 tight ends are better than half the league's or wide receiver twos. Volume monsters. And they all had, they all were up here. They all were close to their ceilings. Do I expect him to put up numbers like this every week? No. But, he's got a couple of playmakers.
Yeah, I mean, Damian, he scored 133. His team put up numbers. It's just unfortunate they had to play the highest scorer in the league.
Had a 30 ball, had 2 20-plus balls. Yeah, it's a tough matchup. Just a great week for Butts. Congrats. Brady had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Next up, we have the closest matchup.
Man, that's probably mine. It's bullshit.
108 Ricky, 103 Drake.
Do I need to get into it, or do you just want to cover it for me?
I mean, it seems pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got fucking screwed. That's what happened. Should be 2-0.
I mean, he got screwed with Jordan Howard scoring a 0.
Yeah, but...
So, I mean, his team had his share of poop, but... Yeah, the fact that Greg Olsen got hurt right away and Jordy Nelson got hurt right away.
Jordy Nelson put up 0.
I guarantee you he's one of the very few people this week that said they could survive playing against Michael Crabtree.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if you played against Michael Crabtree this week, you lost. Because he went hard. 3 touchdowns.
I lost 108 to 103. Jordy Nelson got me 0. Greg Olsen got me 1 catch for 10 yards. And Adam Thielen had to have the ball thrown to him from a Sam Bradford. He's
from Case Keenum. It was worse than Sam Bradford.
Yeah, not a Sam Bradford light.
Poop light.
Poop light.
But yeah, Ricky got the win. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey put on for him, and James White was solid.
James White's that dude. Carlos Hyde at 16. For what reason? Why is Seattle so bad? They can't score and they can't even stop the run.
Well, either way, it's a close matchup. Unlucky, mate. Sorry that your players got injured, but...
That's right. As long as Jordy comes back this week, I'll be fine. Don't you guys worry about me. I'm not going anywhere.
And then the last matchup was my matchup against Rob.
What can I say? I predicted you to lose.
It's true.
Michael didn't lose, guys. I think, what was it, 130?
138 to 116.
It was very, very good performance by Wiseman's team. Yeah, let me just look at your phone. And he even had DeMarco Murray, who pooped a bed. But, he played J.J. Nelson. Savvy. I mean, we're deep league, so it wasn't that savvy to play. He didn't really have a choice. He got him a 20 ball, though. Chris Hogan obviously performed against the Saints. Keenan Allen against Miami, we all knew. 9 for 100. It's a nice stat line. AJ Green, poop. Montgomery. I had him all over DraftKings, dude. In my one lineup, actually. I forgot I deleted all my lineups. But yeah, I had him in 100% of my DraftKings league, and he won me money. So that was nice. Rob's team looks good.
Look at all the points I left on the bench.
Rob, once again,
Just do me a favor.
Traded and got all the good players somehow. Yeah, Jason Witten, dude, tight end 1.
That was a lot of points on the bench.
Derrick Henry, I mean, what are we going to do? Start Brandon Coleman? Maybe over Nelson, but...
No, I should have started Jason Witten, though.
Yeah, but... It doesn't matter, you won anyways. I don't care about your points. I was second from leader last week, and I left 60 points on the bench.
I just wanted to say my team just put up a bunch of numbers, and my dudes on the bench were putting up numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's a good sign.
Been there, done that. And then I lost the next week, so good luck.
I'm trying to not make that happen. But you know what? My opponent this week is the lowest scoring team in the league.
I had to start Zeke in the league. 8 rushes for 9 yards. That's poop. I took a L too, Rob, don't worry.
All right, so basically the standings, now that... Let me have my phone back real quick. The standings after week 1. Nick and Mikey are 2-0. Rob, me, Butts, Drake, Damian, Jad, Ricky, and Trevor are 1-1, and only Mike Probst and Derek Walker are 0-2. Let's move on to the Week 3 matchups. The first one here is the clash of the 2-0 teams, Mikey versus Nick.
The highlight matchup of the week.
Let me see who everyone's got going. See, tell you who I think is going to win. Kareem Hunt, by the way, has to slow down at some point. I guess he doesn't have to, but
Chiefs running backs are always good at the beginning of the year, and they always slow down.
or get hurt. If that's what you mean by slowing down.
I mean, their production slows down, I guess I should say.
All right. I need the matchup.
All right, I can read it off. It's Nick, Drew Brees,
I got it.
and yeah,
Stills, Benjamin, Cooks.
I like his matchups except for Cooks. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's got really good matchups, but I don't know. Is there a but? Ingram's. Everyone's been decently solid on this team. Let me look over on this other side. McCoy against Denver. Ugh. Gurley against Sanford on a Thursday. I would still start Gurley this week, you know, but it could be very ugly. I'm hoping that it's a little better. I think I'm starting Cooper Kupp, so I'm hoping for a little bit more action in that game, but it could be ugly. Brandon Marshall sucks. Macklin against Jacksonville. Hopkins. I can see the Patriots doing whatever they can to take away Hopkins. He's their only weapon. So I don't know how I feel about that. Kelsey's good. I like Kelsey every week. Amendola should give you a good half. Get you about 16 points and get hurt. And then,
Wow.
And then Marvin Jones against Atlanta. There's some upside. I think I'm gonna take Nick in this.
Yeah, I'm taking Nick as well.
I didn't look over any of these before, but yeah, I think I'm taking Nick.
I just basically, Mikey has a couple good matchups, but I think most of Nick's team has good matchups.
Yeah.
So if I'm just going off of odds and like the ceiling I think certain players have on Nick's team.
He's got a really sound floor with his quarterback and his two running backs.
Why can't both his running backs go off for 20 points again?
And then all his receivers are going to see targets. At least Kenny Stills is going to see probably at least one or two deep balls and a couple targets short. Benjamin with no Olsen is going to see a bunch of targets. Never know with Cooks. Walker, he got a handoff on like the 2-yard line last week. Mark Ingram's been good, and Ebron, I know a couple people like him really a lot this week, so he should be good. So let's just skip forward to my favorite matchup of the week.
Rob versus Jad.
Rob versus Jad. I just saw it. Let me look at it for a second.
Honestly, for me, I think the determining factor of this matchup is will the Redskins and Raiders game be a shootout? Because I think that's the highest scoring predicted game of the week. So, like, if the Redskins and the Raiders have the shootout that everyone's expecting, Rob has 2 players in that game, and Jad has 3. So, if that game is a shootout, this could be a really high-scoring matchup. But if it's not, then they're probably going to be 2 low-scoring teams. But there's a lot riding on that one game. And then you've got Rob's got Elliott against Arizona. So I like that matchup. And then he's also got Stafford, who's been playing well against Atlanta. And then I think Duke Johnson might put up decent numbers for Jad. He's got Indianapolis. Even though it's on the road.
Did you see his catch last week he had? That one-handed fucking snag, dude. Oh, my God. Duke Johnson.
Corey Coleman's out. What if it's Duke Johnson that gains that volume?
You hear Isaiah Crowell went to the coach and was talking about carries and talking about before the game and during the game, after the game. All he can think about is money. I don't know if Hugh Jackson's going to like that. I think he's trying to build a dynasty, not a fucking hungry bunch of douchebags. Fucking Crowell. Le'Veon Bell ain't done shit this year. It's pissing me off. Better turn around. This week, Chicago, Speaking of Jazz team, I don't like
I like
the Martavis play too much. Big Ben, look at his splits. He's trashing the road. They should run the ball. I think the Bell carried the ball like 25, 27 times last week. Expect to see a repeat of that. Expect to see more success in the run game. Should be about. I like it. I like this as a Bell week. Bell should definitely bounce back this week against Chicago. If not, then it might be looking like trouble.
in this matchup. I definitely prefer Jad. I think, even though he has Martavis.
I mean, yeah, he has a lot more upside.
I just don't like a lot of Rob's matchups.
If Arizona wants to win that game, they're going to have to try to do exactly what Denver did. That's play man football, physical as fuck, and take Zeke out the game. They can do that. If they can let their DBs line up and hopefully slow down Dak. Because Dak is really good, guys. I know he played like shit last week, but he didn't have that much help. And I like Dak a lot, man. He's good. I wish Dak played for the Steelers.
He's such a fucking hater.
I'll take fucking Matt Stafford on the Steelers.
So who do you think's winning this matchup? I mean, is it Jad or is it Rob?
Are you putting a gun to my head, Michael? Because if you are, I probably can go with Jad.
I'm just saying you have to make a prediction.
Probably would go with Jad. I don't like starting Curse.
Yeah, I like Jad's matchups too.
Can't feel that good.
Yeah, he's got the Jets #1, bro. It's a game changer.
I mean, it is basically a flex though, because he's got Landry down in the flex, which with Cook and him in the flex, that's not too bad. But yeah, it just comes down to that Oakland game. You know, whoever can steal the. It's not about necessarily as many points as they put up, but whoever can steal the most points from that game, and then just get production from their other guys. Like if Cook steals a touchdown or two in the red zone, that's gonna kill Amari Cooper. So, Jazz gotta hope for a couple 0 balls from them.
All right, so the next matchup we have is Damian versus Ricky.
Let's see these notes. Steal what you said. So you're smart. Damian's RBs have great matchups.
Yep, C.J. Anderson against Buffalo, Isaiah Crowell against the Colts.
But Ricky's receivers are better.
Tate against Atlanta, Jeffrey against the Giants, and Terrence Williams. Tyrell Williams. I'm sorry, against Kansas City.
Ricky's got the better quarterback and tight end.
Yeah, I like Wentz against the Giants really more than Wilson against Tennessee.
But give Damian the edge in the flex.
Yep, just because of Manny Sanders. I mean, he's got Manny Sanders and Jordan Matthews. Like, Jordan Matthews against Denver is going to suck.
Final prediction. It should be close. But Michael thinks Ricky's going to pull it out.
Yep.
Read it. Read it and weep, bitches. You want a water bet? I'll take Damian.
You're saying Damian?
Yeah. I like Damian in this matchup.
A water bet.
Come on, it's water bet, dude.
Yeah, all right, fine. We'll do a water bet.
Hey, fucking shout out fantasy footballers. We got a water bet in this matchup.
I guess we're going to have to film that, too.
Yep, we'll get that up on whenever Michael gets drenched in water. We'll get that up on the site, up on YouTube.
Damian, I'm sorry to bet against you, but I need you to lose this week now.
Damian, let's do this. Hey, Steelers fan ride together. Fucking good as shit.
All right, so next matchup. Butts versus Brobes.
Ugliest matchup of the week. Both teams are trash. Throw it in the garbage. Just throw it away. No one wants to see it.
I'm not confident in either of these QBs this week. I know it's Tom Brady, but the Houston defense is good. They're probably better than Kansas City's defense.
This is the best tight end matchup of the week. You got 3 tight ends going for Butts. You got 2 tight ends going for Mike.
Yeah, that's why I put in my notes that it's an ugly matchup. It's weird they're both starting 5 tight ends between the two of them.
Oh, shit.
But I think it's a wash in running backs this week if Le'Veon Bell returns to form. If Le'Veon Bell gets 27 points.
Yeah, if Le'Veon Bell smacks out of the park, yeah, it'll be even matchup. But I would much rather start J.J. and Melvin Gordon than Le'Veon Bell and Lamar Miller because Lamar Miller is not an elite tight running back. Le'Veon Bell is obviously the best out of the four, but J.J. and Melvin Gordon have both looked good this year and are both not far off.
All right, but look at what happened in Week 1. The Patriots
They're not
game plan to
they're not
shut
gonna
down
get-
a receiver
they're
or
not
Travis
gonna-
Kelce,
they're not
and
gonna
they let
get
Kareem
Kareem-
Hunt run all
Yeah,
over
it's
him.
not. Alex Smith is a way better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. Wait, that's who they're playing, right? Yeah. And Lamar, and fucking Kareem Hunt's probably already a better running back than fucking Lamar Miller, dude. Mr. Efficient. Hey, Lamar Miller's so good when he gets 8 carries a game.
All right, so if they try to shut down DeAndre Hopkins, that leaves the opportunity for someone else in the Houston offense. Who else is going to be Braxton Miller?
They're all gonna poop. They're gonna. It's the Patriots, dude. They're pissed. Breeze had a great game, fantasy wise, because they were down by 21 into the first quarter. That was a real game. Patriots basically put a lockdown on the Saints.
Yeah.
Saints haven't looked that great, but it's still fucking Saints. Still Breeze. And the Patriots didn't look that bad against them. Yeah, they played a little passive once they got up by fucking 30 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, the team
But-
went ham.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But no, I don't like Lamar Miller. Dez Bryant against Patrick Peterson. Yeah, he'll get fucking 15 targets too. He'll probably have a better day than fucking Hopkins, I would say, but I don't like either of them. Sammy Watkins, dude, doesn't do anything. Diggs without, if Bradford's not playing, you got Hooper and Doyle, 2 tight ends, and you got fucking Larry Fitzgerald, who looks like Father Time's finally starting to get to him. Frank Gore's looking young though. He got a touchdown last week. I think Frank Gore just turned 26.
Wow. All right, anyways, back to the matchup. I'm just saying that Lamar Miller has
I'm taking
a
Butch.
chance.
I'm taking Butch for the back-to-back easy here.
Yeah, I think I gave a slight edge to Brobes over Butts, but like I won't be surprised if Butts wins.
Yeah, no, I like Butch's team a lot better. At least, I said this last time. Butts might be starting 2 tight ends. At least he's starting 3 tight ends that are going to see hella targets.
Yeah, but his receivers are so ugly. This is a 3-receiver league.
Devontae Parker's sweet. Rashard Matthews isn't that good, and he should poop this week. It's a new against Detroit. He's got some upside,
I mean,
but yeah, you're right. But Mike tried that better, man.
but it's just since it's the PPR and it's 3 wide receiver. If you don't get wide receiver good wide receiver play, like it's gonna be hard to win.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Gronk is RBs and Brady are such a nice floor that just 1 or 2 of his guys can have really good weeks. He should be cool. Maybe you should start Josh Gordon
Wow, it'd be bold.
or Braxton Miller or Paul Perkins. Yeah, teams aren't that good.
All right, so now we can move on to your matchup against Derek. So in this matchup so far, we have if this is who you're playing.
I only got like 6 people in. Here, let me tell you. Let me go put in right now what I think.
Basically,
at the end of the week, I'll be starting.
if this is who you start at running back, Darren Sproles against the Giants and Theo Riddick against Atlanta, and he's starting Frank Gore versus Cleveland and Tevin Coleman versus Detroit. So I would say all are good matchups, but no one here's a stud.
There. I don't have a tight end yet, though. There's my starting lineup without a tight end. Most likely. Obviously, very easily can be changed. Thielen he should be fine. He should score me at least 10, 11 points. I don't know. You should be talking about my matchup, not me.
Yeah, I think that, you may have all that to say about your guys, but Derek's wide receiver matchups are Demaryius Thomas against Buffalo, Antonio Brown against the Bears, and T.Y. Hilton against Cleveland.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst shit.
I think that's a great lineup to have for at least this week. And then Jimmy Graham's been poop against Tennessee. Kendall Wright against Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going to happen.
When the fuck's Myles Garrett coming back?
I think
Browns-
both sides are not going to feel comfortable, or they shouldn't feel comfortable about who they're flexing.
I don't know about you or the rest of the league, but Buck Allen has done nothing but seen at least 20 touches per game, and he's gonna be the full-time third down back with no Woodhead. So if he's seeing 5 catches and 15 to 20 carries a game, I don't see how that's a bad flex at all. But that could be crazy. Let me pull up his stats real quick. Week 1, 21 carries. Week 2, 14 carries, 5 catches. 62% snap rate. Okay, next matchup.
That's my matchup against Trevor.
I'll get to it. This is the worst video we put up so far. Alright, coming off a big win against Rob. Who are you starting at your second running back?
Either DeMarco Murray or Derrick Henry.
Alright, yeah. Well, on paper, your team looks like it should pull off an easy win. But Trevor's, yeah. Trevor's got Marshawn Lynch and McCaffrey going. Lynch against Washington, McCaffrey against the Saints. McCaffrey's been a little underwhelming this year. I expected a little bit more out of him. Still do. This should be, if he's going to do it, it should be this week if he's going to get it going. Lynch just, everyone is on the Lynch train. And I really wanted big things out of him last week. And I just don't see him getting that much volume to where he can just put up big numbers every week. Yeah, week 1 he had 19 touches, but I think only 8 touches to the first 3 quarters or some shit like that. I watched that game. He didn't do that much in the beginning. Once they got up, yeah. But if they get up like they did last week, Washington had fucking much usage. Richard had a bunch of uses. They didn't bring Lynch there to be a fantasy asset. They brought him there to win games and to use them when they feel like they need to use them. And so he can score a touchdown. But how much did he score last week? Can you check that real quick?
He had 11 points.
Yeah, I mean, unless you get them in a week where they get in the red zone a couple of times and they just decide to punch it in with them. But they've been throwing a lot. They've been throwing a lot down there. Crabtree made his case for getting the majority of those targets. They all went to Amari Cooper week 1. He caught 1 out of 5 for a touchdown. They went to Crabtree this week and he made them fucking count. So I don't like Lynch that much. I don't like McCaffrey. I mean, he's against the Saints. It's a great matchup. And you got Montgomery, who's a fucking stud. DeMarco Murray or Henry should be fine. I know it's a hard decision for you though, because you don't know how that situation is gonna play out with that injury.
They've still got at least 3 days.
You gotta think that Cam Newton in a plus matchup is better than Mariota against Seattle. Mariota doesn't always look that good against tough matchups, so you think you got the edge there. And then your receivers, I mean, at least the names are just way sexier. You got AJ Green, Randall Cobb, Keenan Allen, Pierre Garçon, Julio's sweet, but then Devin Funchess. Yeah, I definitely would be leaning your way this week. J.J. Nelson should continue to see a bunch of targets. Kenny Britt should see an uptick in targets, and you got a really plus matchup. Gillisley against Houston. I mean, Gillisley is going to see his usual usage. They just keep getting banged up, so he's just going to keep seeing more and more touches. And I still don't know what to expect from Tariq Cohen on a week-to-week basis. So he could either fly high or score 6, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely would be taking you in this.
Tariq Cohen's past 2 games, 24 and then 12.
Yeah. I mean, 12's still not bad. You got him in a flex. You didn't expect him to be much.
Yeah.
But Howard, I guess, is hurt. That's that could easily have something to do with it. But I don't know, man. I think if I were the Bears,
Howard's hurt. He's the main guy back there.
if I'm the Bears, I'm finding a way to keep both of them on the field at all times. It's your best chance of winning games. But fuck, what do I know? Just a stupid 21-year-old that doesn't coach football.
You're just a fantasy football player.
Yeah. Bears aren't that good though, so who knows?
I'm kind of up in the air right now between starting Kenny Britt against the Colts or Chris Hogan against the Texans, so I'll have to make a decision there. But yeah, I think my chances are good. My team's been scoring pretty well consistently, and Trevor's last 2 weeks I think have been 74. Might have been the first game, and then only 90 something I think this week. This last week, I mean. But lowest scoring team in the league, so if my team continues to perform, I think that I've got a chance to win this week as well. So the projected standings I've made after my predictions, and yours wouldn't be much different. I think we'd have a couple switches, but I've got Nick, the only team left at 3-0.
You got Ricky beating me? I didn't even hear you say that.
Derek, yeah, I have Derek beating you.
Derek, fucking douchebag, Derek.
I think that if Derek's wide receivers perform, it might just be too much, mate. His running backs can both hit.
Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully Kirk Cousins keeps shitting himself. Pooped in his big boy pants. Fucking shout out fancy footballers, man. Y'all
So
dudes.
all the 2-1 teams are Mikey, Jad, Ricky, myself, and then everyone else is 1 and 2.
Must be 2. I should be 3-0 after
You
next
think
week.
so? You think the change on this is you'll be 2 and 1.
Of course, Michael. Of course I think
Derek will be 0 and 3. Butts will be
course
2
I
and 1.
think that.
Butts will be 2 and 1. And Brobes will be 0 and 3. Is what you think.
That's what I think.
And then the last change that we would have is you think Damien would be 2 and 1, and that Ricky would be 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So basically, the way you see it is both 0 and 2 teams are going to lose, and we're going to have 6 2 and 1 teams. Maybe not 6, like 5.
I don't fucking know, dude. I just know that I'm about to win this week. It doesn't matter.
All right, guys. Well, we gave our predictions for Week 3 and our reflections on Week 2. So hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned next time. Thanks.